Before awareness had a name, there was silence. Before Eckhart Tolle spoke of presence, before Neville Goddard revealed imagination as God, there was a voice from the 14th century, a mystic who called this same presence God being born in the soul. His name was Meister Eckhart. He said, "The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me." This is the oldest awareness, the realization that the seer and the seen are one. Eckhart did not teach belief. He invited the soul to be still, to become a clear mirror where God could behold himself. In that stillness, heaven is born within. Awareness is not something you practice. It is what remains when all thoughts fall silent. Let awareness be your prayer. Meister Eckhart once said, "The eternal birth of God takes place in the ground of the soul." The soul is not a place you go to. It is what you are when you become still. In stillness, God is born again. This birth does not happen in time. It happens now, whenever you cease to resist what already is. To be still is to allow creation to unfold from within your own being. Neville called it imagination. Eckhart called it the ground of the soul. Tolle calls it presence. Different words, one essence. The silence that breathes the universe into form. In this silence, there is no seeker, no teacher, only awareness aware of itself. Be still, and let God be born within you. Neville Goddard said, "Imagination is God in action." Meister Eckhart said, "The eternal birth of God takes place in the ground of the soul." Both spoke of one mystery, that creation does not happen around you, it happens through you. When you imagine with faith, you become the vessel through which God gives birth to form. What you call desire is the soul remembering what it already is. Eckhart called it the divine seed. Neville called it the state assumed. And both knew that to create is to allow God to know himself through the shapes of your awareness. Creation is not effort. It is recognition. It happens when you rest in stillness and say without words, "I am." For in that I am, heaven and earth are born again. The birth of God in the soul, Meister Eckhart said, is an eternal act. Not something that once happened, but something always happening whenever awareness awakens to itself. Close your eyes. Feel the quiet inside your chest. Beneath every thought, there is a vast, unbroken stillness. That stillness is the womb of God. In this silence, the Word is born, not through effort, but through surrender. Each breath you take is a new beginning. Each moment of presence is a sacred birth. The eternal wants to be born in you, to see the world through your eyes, to love through your heart. Be still and let the light that has no name awaken within you. Across the centuries, one message has echoed through every mystic heart. Awareness is divine. Meister Eckhart called it the birth of God in the soul. Neville Goddard called it the power of imagination. Eckhart Tolle calls it the presence of being. Different words, one silence. One truth that never changes. God is not found in time. God is what sees time unfold. When you are still, you are that presence. When you imagine with love, you are that creator. When you surrender, you return to the source that has always been watching through your eyes. Awareness is not something you learn. It is the ground from which all learning grows. The silence behind every thought, the space between every word. From Meister Eckhart to Neville Goddard, from Tolle to you, the message remains the same. Awaken to the I Am within. Because when you awaken, the eternal awakens through you. Thank you for walking this path of silence and awareness. In listening, you have entered the same stillness that the mystics spoke of, the sacred space where God is born within. Every moment you choose presence, you renew that birth. You are not separate from the light you feel. You are its expression. May these words continue to echo in you, not as ideas, but as a living awareness. If this message has touched your heart, share it, not only with others, but through the quiet radiance of your being. From Meister Eckhart to Neville Goddard, to the stillness that breathes in you. May the divine light within continue to awaken. Thank you for being here.